Good evening, lanterns and germs. After we finally finished Reserve and then finally finished the suffering, I realized it wasn't that bad because now I have to do something even worse. Leveling to 51 nonetheless, that's 5 level. But it wasn't all bad. For example, we actually finally got an upgrade and I was really happy about it. I got it! I got it! I got it! That's what I needed. Oh, look at it. Look at it. It's pets. It's pets. Finally. Look at it. Oh my god. Now you might think that I'm overreacting, and that's a completely valid reasoning, because I am. I am so bored. You don't understand. I am so bored. I am going insane. I'm trying to find any type of joy, happiness from this game. That even a pants that drops with no stats. I'm just trying to find anything that gives me joy. This is so boring. I don't know why you guys like leveling in this game, but yeah. And with a game that works so well, it's not disconnecting me or anything at all. It's completely fair and completely fine, and there is no problem with this. I don't know. Welcome back to my new favorite quest. It doesn't look that bad, right? Just collect 8 basilisk sample, 8 hyena sample, and 8 scorpion sample. I mean, yeah, I have a 2 hours time limit, but because probably they wanted me to have time to do other stuff, right? Right? Yeah. No. I hate this quest. Why? J- just just the nerve to do that. I have to also cast the bag to check that I didn't get a good quest item too. It wasn't enough for them to just not drop it. No, 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 no. They have to drop it and I have to scan it. I hate this game. I mean, I love this game. But I mean, not every quest was horrible. Like, look at this quest. All I needed to kill is just kill 16 harpies and get 1 item from them. And that's way, way better than the previous quest that I just showed you, right? It's crazy. Nothing is bad gonna happen. I'm certain about it. I mean, it's just 16 harpies. How long would it take to kill 16 harpies? And I only need 1 item, like just 1. I mean, pretty sure out of the 16 harpies I'm gonna kill, that 1 item will drop, right? Nothing bad will happen. Oh, it dropped. It exists. Oh my god, it's a thing? I thought that's just a myth. Holy shit. Now while I was farming, I also got a beginnings of quest, which was just escort a robot chicken, which we all know that escorting quest in World of Warcraft is not fun. It's the most boring thing in the world, but actually this one was kind of fun and fine. I kind of enjoyed it. Like, it was challenging and it wasn't slow. Like, I'm fighting here 3 yetis and whatever aggroed next to it because I didn't know which way we are going and where it spawns. And also later on, while we were going, there was like this 4 gorillas that just attacked us. And I mean, it was kind of challenging, but it was still 4. I managed. Wait, the chicken didn't stop. Why didn't it stop? The chicken. Why is it the chicken keep going? But okay, it's fine, it's fine. We catched up. Now let's just clear out the gorillas and... Oh my god. I hate you, chicken. Why? I mean, we might have failed the first time. So, but we now know what to do. So let's just prepare for the second time. Right? Now we all know that the chickens will rule the world in the future, and we want to show a good intention, so we tried again. After all, we don't want to end up in the KFC, I'd rather be their feet slave. So, we did it again, but this time we let the gorillas aggro onto the chicken, so he actually stops, and we easily killed. and on to the last group, which was 4 gnolls, or maybe 5, who knows. But I was ready, I was pumped, that was a good challenge, I was ready to fight something difficult, and... Huh? Okay. That's an option. I don't understand this game, man. I really don't. What is happening? Now, throughout the journey, nothing really happened. The questing is really boring. That's why I'm not really showing that many clips. Although I did die, and I hated it. Because do you remember Cathedral? How much I liked? Yeah, it got worse. Way worse. Which is funny because I am doing everything in my power that I can to fix it, but yep, disconnected, and of course when I logged back in, I was already dead. I wasn't mad at...
Need more rage!
Now I did find a cool elite quest, which was defeat an elite, which had the same amount of health like a dungeon boss and also the same amount of abilities, and with 2 extra elite guards, which hits way too hard, like my pets couldn't survive for even a second. Now I did well, I killed one, evaded them, killed another, evaded them, but I wasn't ready for the boss itself, because he has an important ability called Shadow Over Pain, and that hurts way too much. Like even with Shadow Over, it just kills me. One Shadow Over Pain takes away like 80% of my life. I mean, yeah, I don't have gear, so I don't really have that much health, but you get the point. And yeah, he killed me. And I could have done way better, like I think I had death goal up, so I could technically survive there, although I'm pretty sure I would have died anyway later on. But in the end, death comes to us all. But I did enjoy this. This was a fun death because it actually gave me a challenge, and I wanted to do this so I can actually prepare for the next dungeon, which was coming after this. So I went back and I managed to kill the boss, and with that we are finally 51 onto the dungeon. And it started crazy. Our first trash enemy was Obsidian Sentinel, which had way too much health for an enemy, but that wasn't the problem. The problem was he was immune to fear and to any drain life effect, and also he had spell reflect. Not 100%, it not always reflected back, but it did. So my best option was that I let my pet kinda kill the boss because I don't wanna kill myself with reflect. Also, after he loses 20% health, he also summons a little guy, I guess just a copy of him, which also has spell reflect. Like, that's fun. I mean, it took me a couple of tries, I think like 2 tries, but on the third one we actually finally defeated, and luckily this was the only trash that I had to defeat him. That was this guy. I'm glad there was no more, because oh my god, this was annoying to kill. Now, there is not many enemies that worth talking about, but the first one that came in mind are the Earthens, because they are non-elites, but they hit like an elite, and they also come in group of 5, which means they melt my pet really quick. But the real problem is that they are immune to fear and also immune to slow effects, which means I can't kite them, and that actually made me run out of the dungeon a couple of times, because killing 5 without kiting and fearing is just not my cup of tea, so I had to kill like 2-3 and then come back. But the real problem is they can also come with a Stonekeeper, and the Stonekeeper guy stuns from afar, and you can guess that that's a huge problem, right? But luckily we managed, but this was the first enemy that came in mind that was actually difficult. Now the next enemy was Stonewall Geomancer and Brawler, which weren't again an issue since I had a pretty decent kiting spot, and Geomancer, they didn't have too much help because they were casters, I usually just burst them down, but Brawler was dangerous, same as Mauler, which is a later on Trog, because they have Thresh, which is, as I told you before, it's a free auto attack at the same time. But they also enrage at 50%, so at the wrong time they can pretty much not one-shot me, but getting close to one-shot, so that's about it. The Trogs weren't hard. Sometimes they came in 4, killed one, ran out of the dungeon, then did the normal kiting up and down situation, so once again, not much to talk about the thresh part because it was really easy, like nothing serious happened. But that was pretty much all the thresh that I needed to talk because we finally reached the boss room and it's time to summon him. Which didn't work. And I tried so many ways to get into the... I even looked up the internet because I gave up on it after a while. I tried my best, but there was actually no way to get to the last boss. And why is that? Because you need 3 players to click on the altar to actually open the door. Now, even if I managed to enter the door, that's still not enough because there is one more altar which is to summon the boss. I had no chance of doing that. I tried everything. I tried parkouring, getting through, glitching through the door. I tried even auto-clicker, like hoping that it somehow the altar thinks that I'm free player, that I'm clicking so fast, but there was no solution. I was there for at least an hour trying to get in, but there was nothing. Even on the internet I checked, there was no answer. I couldn't get to the last boss, no matter how hard I tried, no matter what I tried. And hence, this is the first dungeon that I cannot complete. Not because it's too hard, not because it's almost impossible, it's just simply, it is impossible. Because you need 3 players to summon the boss. Hence, the challenge failed. And I was bummed. I was really sad, annoyed, whatever you want to call it, because I'm fine failing a challenge. That's what the challenge is, that you can fail it. But failing because for some reason this is the only boss in the entire game that you need 3 players to summon it, it's kind of annoying. And that's the reason I felt I could not complete Uldaman. Not because it was too hard. Hey, to be honest, this was probably the easiest dungeon so far. Yet, doesn't matter because I can't reach the last boss. But after soaking in my tears, thinking about it, I decided I will at least kill every other boss in the dungeon. I don't know what could have counted as the last boss, if we can do the last boss, so I decided I'll just kill all of them, because I am mad. Now the first boss was Galgann the Firehammer, which probably was the hardest boss out of all the bosses I killed, simply because he had 2 enemies with him, but you can just kill one and run out of the dungeon and the ad doesn't respawn, so even if he was the strongest, the fight was pretty easy. The boss itself didn't do much, you just kill it and moving on. Now our next boss was Grimlok, which was kinda a little bit challenging because he has 3 Archedas, a Brawler, a Geomancer and a Basilisk. Now the Basilisk is pretty much almost unkillable for me because his spell reflect is out of league, he just reflects everything, so the only way to kill him is letting Tango actually just kill him, but Tango will die by the other 3. So yeah, I just bursting down the Geomancer, did the same thing I did with the dwarf boss, ran out of the dungeon, and then I, to be honest, realized that the boss itself doesn't really have that much health, so I just killed the boss and I ran out of the dungeon. Man, these bosses are not interesting, and I'm definitely not mad that I couldn't kill the last boss. Now the next boss is Ancient Stonekeeper, the brother of Obsidian Sentinel, because if you didn't know, this is the time I figured out that Obsidian Sentinel was also a boss, because I'm actually using the internet to check where are all the bosses, because I actually don't know. And hold and behold, if you thought Obsidian Sentinel was an annoying boss, say hello to Ancient Stonekeeper, because he is the most annoying boss in the entire game, I swear to God. He has only one ability, which is summon tornadoes, which just follows the highest threat that generator, which is usually the healer, which is me because I'm healing my pet, and keeps them silenced and 80% movement speed reduced by following them, so you can't actually run out of the silence, and they also auto attack? Why? I don't get it. This was the most annoying fight because these tornadoes were so annoyingly unpredictable. They just did whatever they wanna. Sometimes even the boss just summoned it under me and I just couldn't escape. And the 80% movement speed slot, why do you have to add a 80% movement speed slot so you can't actually do anything? The silence is fine if you could just run out of it, but no, the tornado just camps you and also my pet and will not leave you, and you cannot escape because of the slow, and also they auto attack, and not even weak auto attack, it's kind of normal amount of auto attack, like it's not even targetable. I can't generate aggro, my pet can't generate aggro either, although he is silenced too, so it doesn't matter because he cannot use his ability to generate aggro. This boss took me a lot of try because I just had to run out because I couldn't cast a single spell to actually fight this boss. Oh boy, this boss sucks. And it might be because I'm already mad at this dungeon that I couldn't actually enter the last boss. And I already mad at my internet and everything stacking together. This might be the worst boss. I legit think this is the worst design boss in the entire game so far that I have seen. This is just unplayable, unpredictable. There is no gameplay, there is no strategy that you can use. You just hope it doesn't really silence you. In the end, I managed to kill him in a weird way that kinda kiting it, but I also was like, oh, please just don't put a tornado under me type of situation. I hated this fight. There was no strategy, this was just a trial and error until finally I was victorious. I would say I would going insane because I'm doing the same thing over and over again, hoping for a different result, but it actually had a different result because the tornadoes were summoned differently. My god, this fight sucked. Now, for the next boss is... who am I kidding? This is not a boss, this is Revelosh. She has the same health than any other enemy. This is not a boss. Like, come on, it's just a named enemy. Now he has an Oracle and Rock Dweller. Rock Dweller just hits hard. Oracle usually heals and puts down a healing word, which my pet just one hits. Yeah, nothing special. I mean, I kinda messed up because there was a lot of petrol that also came up, but I mean, come on, this was not a boss, so I just killed him and ran. Although I tried to somehow come back, but it didn't work out. I almost died, but not really because I know my numbers and I know they wouldn't actually kill me, but yeah, that's it. I also found this evade spot here, so that's kinda useful, and actually I'm gonna come back to this later on because one of the bosses actually gave me some trouble. Now I know I don't talk about too much about the Thresh, but once again, nothing is interesting. This is probably the easiest dungeon I have done for a really long time. So on to the next boss, the Lost Vikings, one of my favorite characters in Heroes of the Storm. Although, who cares anymore, right? This boss was nothing, like, yeah, it was 3 elites. Amazing, but one of them actually didn't do single damage, like, his auto attack was like 5. Like, 5. And if we are not looking at it, it was just 2 elites. They weren't anything special, they were just 2 elites. So, yeah, they died. But, for more important reasons, once I killed them and looted Eric, he actually dropped a swiftness potion. Wow. I mean, I cannot get this anywhere, although I know there is an alchemy recipe for this, but I don't know where. So getting one more of this is kinda useful. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get used to use it, but it's good to have it. So I'm kinda happy that at least I got something out of this dungeon. Now I cannot farm this because I have the rule that I can only do a dungeon once, but still, having 1 is better than having 0. But boss was nothing, and with defeating the Lost Vikings now, we can actually summon Ironaya. But Ironaya, I don't know how you call her, I don't care how you call her, I'm still mad. Now for our last boss, Ironaya. And surprisingly, this was actually a challenging fight, and I was kinda happy at least I can do one fight that actually kinda hard. The reason is, he stuns, and he has a lot of health and everything else that a boss, but as you can see, he drops aggro. He just ignored my pet, even though I haven't done anything, I just let my pet build up threat, But looks like the boss has actually a threat reset. And yeah, he hits hard, like 350 on me. That, I mean, he could kill me really easily. So on my first, and I even think on the second try, I had to actually evade the boss because he actually was kicking my ass. Still, wasn't that hard to figure out what to do. I cleared out the trash that respawned and I went back to my position where I kited most of my enemies, and we just let the last fight play, so that is actually one boss worthy of playing it at the end, and pretty much it. That's the whole dungeon, and except the last boss. This was really the easiest dungeon. I have nothing else to say. But I'm still mad that I couldn't fight the last boss. And it's not impossible. I'm pretty sure I can defeat the last boss. It's just impossible to get to by yourself. So if you have two friends that you can invite to summon, because I didn't, you can probably solo the boss if they help you summon it. Although that's kind of pointless because if the two of them are already there, then they might as well help you. So yeah, in a way, enjoy this fight. And hooray, we did it! We totally soloed this dungeon. I'm not mad about that. I couldn't find the last boss, which I was actually interested in fighting at all. No, that's all cool and all fine. I'm just gonna end this with a goodbye. I had enough. You can listen to me at the end if you're interested, but yeah, goodbye.
Need more rage!
I hate this game so much. And I guess we're done. That sucked. That feels so anticlimactic. Thanks, I guess, for watching. My thoughts. It really feels bad. I'm so annoyed. This is so anticlimactic. I really wanted to fight Archedas. That fight sounded so fun. But guess for some reason you need 3 people for that. We did kill every other boss. I'm so annoyed. Like, dude, I really wanted to fight Archedas. Also, that Ancient Keeper was the most annoying boss in the game. The tornadoes are the most bullshit thing. The most annoying thing in the entire universe. And I mean the entire. I guess we're done. This feels so shit. I am really disappointed. For the first dungeon that I'm failing is because I just can't enter the last boss room. Not because of my own skill, not because the challenge is really hard or something. Nope. It's because you need 3 people to open the door. Why? Why is this a thing? I don't see the purpose of having 3 people to open the door. I used the magic dust by accident, but I didn't need it. And we got a swiftness potion, which is nice. If I could go back to farm dungeons, I would definitely will go back and farm more swiftness potions. But I still have that rule that I cannot go back to previous dungeons. I don't know if I'm gonna have it forever, because I might actually need a sweetness potion. Although, if I do, I probably should get the recipes for this sweetness potion, although I don't know where to get it, so I might need to actually look it up on the internet. This was the first time I actually had to look up something on the internet, which was maybe I can get to Archedas somehow alone, but no. I didn't find anything. Everyone said it's 3 people. There was no secret way. There's no glitching through the doors, anything. I tried everything there too. Well, not everything, but most things that was in my head. I could not get it. And even if I could manage to go through the door, I still need 2 other people to summon Archedas himself, which is not behind the door. He's literally untargetable until you have 3 people to summon him. It sucks. It legit sucks that the challenge failed because I just can't get to Archedas, and I don't have friends that could help me, like, oh, come click on this, and also that kind of against the rules, I guess. Like, I am really annoyed. I am so sad. I really don't know how to feel. But that's that. I guess I finished Uldaman as best as I could. And I really wish it was just like, ooh, I need to be better or something. So even if it takes me weeks of just trial and error, it would have been so much more fun than just, oh, you can't even try the boss. It's pretty annoying. You know? It's pretty annoying. I'm gonna kill these 2 items because this was the 2 bosses that kinda was challenging. Stonekeeper was just bullshit. It didn't even drop an item. That's the funniest part. It didn't even actually drop an item. Anyway, I guess we are done with Uldaman. But we didn't succeed. And we have 3 more dungeons because I am actually going to do some contemplation. Because it kind of feels that at 55 I'm just done. It just feels wrong to say that, yep, finish 55, I don't even have to level up to 60, done. So I'm gonna do Sunken Temple. That's probably our ending dungeon. Thanks for watching, and I really apologize that I couldn't defeat Archedas. I really wanted to fight him, trust me, and I really was hoping towards the fight because the fight sounds fun as much as I remember, because he summons non-stop ads, and that sounds cool as shit to do as a fight. I don't know if I could have done it, although I'm pretty sure I can just pull him out of the door and he won't summon anymore. I might be wrong. That's just a guess, pretty much, if he does that or not. But yeah, that's about it. See ya.